Play record. We are now recording according to the button here. Yes, recording, it is. So just like to say hello, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It's good afternoon for me, it's good morning for Lisa, and it's good morning also for beautiful Deborah. And this is our spiritual cafe. So I'm really happy that you've all joined us today, and I have my green tea this afternoon. I've had my coffee this morning, and so we're here to just share some insights, some tidbits and some golden nuggets with the loving intention of maybe bringing some peace on some ways that we've found that work to bring peace in the chaos. And the chaos comes into our lives in many ways. So if you'd like to I'm a Kusi angel. I'm part of the angel ministry. I also do angel channeling. I'm a Reiki master, and I have lots of years of training in social work and counselling, and I've brought it all together to where I am now. And the way that I work now is I flow with it, and so my page is called Flowing with Akusi. So that's me, a little bit about me, and over to Deborah, if you'd like to share a little bit about you.
Greetings, everyone, this morning. I'm much more calm, coming to you from a little break in my work day here in busy world of that's usually pulling me directions, but loving being able to focus on spirit and how it applies, and how we apply our higher knowing, our hearts, all our whole selves, our many levels of self in alignment to love. I know for myself that certainly that is it's almost like a spiraling, spinning ladder that goes up and down at the same time, like DNA. I never know. It's just going to be processing and spinning in both directions to try to find center at all times. And yet there's this deep, deep center that Lisa reminded me of last week in her beautiful sharing. And also Kusi, just talking to you, that just, it can all be going on all around us at one time. And yet, no matter where it's going, we can still find the middle of it, the center of it. So I love you both, and I'm so glad and honored to be here with both of you today.
Beautiful.
Am I next?
You are next.
Who's
You're
next?
magnificent next.
Who's next? My name is Lisa.
I love you, Lisa.
Isn't there a song? My name's not Lisa.
Yeah, there is.
Lisa left you, but I'm here today.
That's good.
So anyway, I'm Lisa Clayton, and I loved what Kushi said about alchemizing all of her gifts over her lifetime and just kind of putting them into this beautiful pot. I like to feel like I'm like this beautiful pot right now with golden nuggets. And so you can choose these little nuggets. But what I did with those nuggets is alchemize them into what I'm so passionate about right now, called the Inner Leader Movement. And being an angel minister, a heart math practitioner, a corporate trainer for many, many years, I've taken the best of those experiences and put together a movement to help people also alchemize their greatest soul gifts and bring them forth in the world so that they can be of service with joy and happiness and peace and love. Because so many times as we got into this structure of living, we are in we need money to live, we need shelter, we need food, and yet we choose means of sustaining ourselves that aren't in alignment with our hearts. and with our souls. And so I'm hoping that the inner leader movement will help people bring forth their gifts so that they can attract abundance, live the life of joy and happiness that they have dreamed of doing. And so it's an alignment. I loved what Deborah said, an alignment, this like DNA spiral that just keeps moving to connect with the resources from above. Open up your heart to your divine gifts, the source inside of you, plus the reality of heart intelligence and intuition that we kind of put on the back burner and let this go. Okay, so from mind to heart, get them to working together, and then manifest the world a new earth walk. And it doesn't even have to be a new earth walk. It could be a different one. It could be an upgraded one. You could be very, very happy and satisfied where you are, but just kind of lifting it up to the next level. So that's what I'm doing right now, is combining the heart math practices with the angel connections to how I've been able to run a business here on Earth since 1999. Very, very successfully at times, very unsuccessful at other times. So looking at how we can just even that out and just feel a lot more love and peace. So that's me. And I love these two women very much because they're a very important part of my life as we came together, as the universe brought us together in the angel ministry. So you never know where your soul family is going to show up, but I certainly have found a beautiful one in the angel ministry, and I honor that connection so highly. So thank you, ladies, for being here too. So great to see you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Deborah. And I just thought it would be interesting to just share. I mean, you are across the pond. I'm here in England, in Banbury, in Oxfordshire, in England, and it's around about it's the afternoon here in England. Where are you, Deborah and Lisa?
Well, I'm in Dallas, Texas, U.S., which is about the middle of the U.S. toward the south. We consider the Southwest, but up the north of Texas, you're almost in the Midwest of the United States because Texas is big. So that's where you'll find me if you come looking. It's a big place. Give me a call first.
Okay.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
It's quite a place. So it's an interesting journey. I lived in New York for many years, and I went to Florida a couple of years, and I thought, the feeling in Florida, I could see why people want to retire here, because the feeling is like the fist unclamped and it's just the hand is open. Dallas is a bit more like a fist. It's tough, but it's good. It's work. It's where I live. And I moved back here because it was closer to family in Oklahoma, where I left Oklahoma many years ago to New York City to study opera. And I was there for 20 years. So then I moved back closer to home in Dallas, and I see my family less in Dallas, even though it's close, than I did in New York. Because in New York, I would make a trip every year to see them, and now it's quite a challenge. And anyway, Lisa, you're in California?
I am. I'm in Half Moon Bay, California, which is south of San Francisco and north of Santa Cruz, right on the coast. And so I've been here since 1986. So this is home. And I relocated here from Atlanta, where I was living for a career, but grew up in Ohio. And it's so funny. I always loved hearing, Deborah, when you say Midwest, because I always grew up thinking Ohio was Midwest, but it's really not. It's really part more east in the United States. But we always said we lived in the Midwest, and that was way off. But yeah, so I love it here in Half Moon Bay. I'm still here, so there's a reason why I'm rooted in and grounded here for this to be my home. But I've also lived in other cities. throughout my corporate career, being placed there on assignment, London being one of them, actually Brighton for about 5 years, many times throughout the year. And the other city was New York. Used to commute back and forth from San Francisco to New York for 10 years for my work. So I miss New York City very much, and London, and two of my favorite cities in the world. Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, I've been to Half Moon Bay, and I've been intending to go back there for about 9 years, and but there's no time, is there? I mean, there is time, but we're not in any particular time or space. I mean, I am finding this at the moment. Today, I just feel like time flies by quicker than ever before, and yes, I seem to be able to achieve a lot more than I used to. And then there are moments when I'm so tired I can't achieve anything. I think that it's all okay, and it's wonderful, and I'm wondering if that affects you too. I feel the full moon energies. It's been an exciting energy for me this time. I feel that there's a change, and I feel grateful for lots of things that are going on in my life. Even though I am in chaos at the moment, I feel a calmness, a peaceful, and a gratitude. And so this brings me on to the topic for today. And what I really want to share with our viewers and listeners and one another is, how have we come to this place where life is still going on, life still happens, challenges still come to us, we still have to meet difficulty, let's say, in our life, whether it's with families, whether it's with jobs, careers, money, mortgage, health, whatever. I have all these things that come to me, and the difference is how I welcome them and how I respond to them now, and how I have a calmness in myself now. And that is really what I want to be able to share with other people. So the topic that I thought would be a good topic to share amongst one another, and maybe other people can get some insights from this, maybe it can help people, is, what's happened in your life that, when you've been in a very challenging situation, how have miracles shown up in your life? Does anybody want to come in there? We haven't got all night, so I know which one do we choose?
Or all day. Wow, that's a good question. Because I believe that the miracles are woven in every single day. So if there is an aha miracle, it usually does come when the greatest challenges or the greatest calling for navigating through a difficult period come in. And I truly just believe it comes from surrender to faith and in the true essence of who we are, which is source energy and source creator. And so every time I've come up with one where I've been taken to my knees, and there's always a light that comes through, a guidance, a direction, words of encouragement. And I think the most important thing is about life is these challenges. They're only temporary. We get through them, no matter what. Even if it ends in death, we go on to the next stage of where this is leading us in this life. So I always count on them. I have had a very strong connection with the angels since I was a little girl, and every time something happens in life that I'm to experience, to get closer to them, they always come. So that can be where the room fills up with light, or I receive a specific message on what to do, what action to take, or it's pretty phenomenal, really, this beautiful connection with divine. And however that is for many people. Some people it's ascended master, Jesus, or Mother Mary, whoever it is that is a main guide, or a main, I call it my favorite channel to tune into. And mine's 1-800-ANGELS, and so I love dialing them up when those type of challenges and things happen. And I think divine always reminds us that we're the miracle. We have the power and the potential to do whatever. We just have been told or taught that it's outside of us or it's somewhere else. And when we call in those resources and fill our hearts up, then we're powered up. We can we can create those miracles ourselves. I always like to tell the story of Jesus, and I say Jesus didn't create all those miracles. He created the spirit and the love and the light. He radiated that out to other people where they felt uplifted and empowered to heal themselves. And so we placed a lot of emphasis on that person, and all that person was doing was radiating that love and light. So I think that's the beauty of miracles.
Beautiful, brilliant, wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love, that the power is within, and when we surrender, we let go. And what would when I think of that, I think let go of the mind quite often, let go of all this information that is out there that we're supposed to do, that we should do, that we're not being responsible, that this is the way we should, look, it's the way it should look, it's this particular procedure, whatever it is that overwhelms us, and eventually, the sooner the better, but whenever we will eventually go, oh, let go. I can't do this. I can't think this. I can't work this out. And that's when I, like yourself, I cry out to the angel and I say, what is it you would have me do? And in that moment, there's a peace that comes in. There's that connection inside me that is so much bigger than anything else. That is bigger than everything else, and that I am so connected to. And the peace is the power for me sometimes. The peace in that space, then in that gap, I am in a powerful place, not in a anxious, desperate, lethargic, however it's been presenting to me in that other space, but in the real place of peace, that powerful place. I feel connected to the next moment, to what to do next. So thank you, Lisa. That was really helpful.
You're welcome.
Delightful, Deborah. Delight.
You so sweet talk me, and I so love it. Thank you for all your kind and loving presence and words, dear Akusi, and beautiful, beautiful Lisa. I love it. Well, what comes to my mind, and therefore it's really all I can deal with, is just to tell you how much fun it is also experiencing angels when there's no tragedy. I know you both know that, but I had the greatest experience since reconnecting with Kusi a couple of weeks ago, and suddenly I just got drawn to this restaurant called what's it called? Angel Chicken, which is right by my house. I never knew it was there, and it has the great healthy food. I can get quinoa and things that make me feel good, and my husband and I both just love it. And it's anyway, I started going there, and I would sit there. There'll be like coloring books of angels, all drawn in rainbows, because I have this real rainbow connection. So everywhere on the walls are angels with rainbows, and chickens, which is also how I feel sometimes, is cowardly and afraid to step out. So it's been funny. And yesterday I was Friday I was at Angel Chicken, and there was a woman. I got my food and I was leaving, and there's this lovely woman sitting at a booth by herself, and I thought, wouldn't it be just great to go and sit down beside her and sit with her. I felt completely invited. She wasn't looking at me, but I just felt that. And I looked on her table, and there were the number 33, which to me, I'm always getting repeated numbers come constantly to me, and I'm always feeling that. And it said 33, and of course, right above her head is a coloring book picture of an angel, and because that's what the place is. And I looked at her, and I thought, and she looked up at me, and I said, I felt like I would just come and sit by you. She said, I was sitting here thinking, she's alone. I wonder if she would come and sit with me and eat with me. And I said, I'm carrying this bag home to my husband for dinner, but he has to wait. You have 33 on your table. I'm coming to sit with you. So we sat down and talked, and her name is almost exactly my name. We had a great heart connection. She's not into anything about angels. She's into probably fundamental this Christianity, but she didn't know what I meant by the numbers, but we had the greatest 3 moments of love and I just felt so blessed. And those kind of miracles, the synchronicity, and even the silly seeing 333222 on the clock can just shoot me up with this sort of love. So yes, when I have tragedy, but also even when I don't, as long as I make room for it, and I get connecting to other people that know those possibilities, such as yourselves, I'm much more aware of my beautiful angels, and whatever that means, really. I love it. Thank you for letting me talk, share my angel stories.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely wonderful. I loved hearing that, and reminding me about the numbers. This weekend, I was absolutely wiped out. I had no energy whatsoever, and yet I had some deadlines to do. I had some accounts to finish off, and I don't like doing accounts. It's not my forte. I want to play. I want to be creative. I want to do all other things. It isn't my forte. So when it comes to that time of the year, I've got a wonderful, beautiful, loving, angelic. I'm sure he won't like me saying that. He's a very professional man, but a wonderful accountant who walks me through the steps very patiently. So I had sort of a deadline at the weekend, and I just did not have the energy. But I was trying to fight it. And when you've got no energy, your body is processing something else. Your body is the miracle. Your body knows what it needs, which your head's telling you. It was telling me I needed to. I needed to do, there are several things I really needed to get done. And in the end, I just put on a really, nice rom-com movie that was easy to watch and very relaxing. And I just let go of it. And I thought, yes, there's some processing that my body needs to do. I am going to rest. And this went on for the whole weekend, and it possibly was the full moon energies. I'm sure it was. I'm very sensitive to those energies. And so I surrendered to it. The wonderful thing is that on Monday, I was like Superwoman, super focused, incredible. The heaviness inside of me, the process seemed to have happened. I felt I had a cough. And my lungs hurt a little bit over the weekend. By Monday morning, I coughed, and the lungs were light. I felt light. I did my morning meditation. I pulled a card that was about focus and fun. So I thought, I sat there. I sat in front of the computer. I wrote my to-do list, and I went through the things I had to do. I finished the accounts. I finished a very important letter that I had to construct, which isn't my forte either. I'm good at speaking, but texting and grammar isn't. But I did it. I got it all out there. It was quite a long official letter. I got that out of the way. And then I did my Zoom practice. You'll be pleased to know, Lisa, felt like I'd been told off last week. Do your homework, Akusi. Thank you. I did. You can tell she used to work in schools. Bless her.
That's the teacher in me.
I know, it was perfect. I needed it. So I thought, if I don't do anything else, if my accounts crash, if if I don't get this really important official letter, I must do my homework for Lisa. Anyway, I did all 3. And by 11:11, didn't I, Deborah? Do you remember? I sent you a text saying, I've just finished all my officialdom.
Yes, you did.
I don't know how I managed all that, but I managed it because I did surrender. I did trust my body. I let go, and I somehow, I did call in the angels, to help me with this. 11:11, I got it done. And then in the afternoon, I could play a little bit. So that's how miracles show up in my life now.
That's sweet. That's sweet. You trusted yourself, and you still got everything you needed to do done, and a little magical double 11:11 at the end to kind of tap you on the shoulder and say, "Oh, Kusi, we're here."
It's the number was a confirmation, and for me 11:11 means walking through the gateway. So I felt I was going through the gateway into joy. And the one thing that I've noticed that I've been missing out on in my life, because I have been going through a stage of grief, and also a rebirth and starting my life over again, and I'm gradually getting there, and I'm excited about it. I'm loving it. I've learned the lessons. I understand what I needed to let go of, even though it was painful. I've walked through some doors, and it's always brighter on the other side. Once you do let go, there's always more opportunities to embrace. And so, but what I hadn't been embracing was fun. And I realized that I was busy doing, trying, battling, even though I've had years and years and years of spiritual practice, and intellectually I know that, that you've got to bring in the laughter, the joy and the fun, and lighten up, and then things will come to you. Sometimes it's difficult. It's very difficult to remember that. And I remembered it, that processing for those 2 days was almost like, right, come on, because we're going to just wipe you out, rewire you here, and Monday morning, I walked through a gateway, and I went for a beautiful walk this afternoon along the canal, had my eyes, bought some new glasses, they'll be coming in 2 weeks, and I had some fun.
Sweet.
I'm so blessed to have a band of fun angels. I have had them around me since I was a little girl, and they always remind me, you don't have to take life so seriously. Lighten up, have fun. And in fact, when I'm doing transmissions for other people and doing readings for them, they'll come in and break up because there's a lot of information available now. It's streaming through to people's hearts. And we're waking them up and bringing forth the heart consciousness for living. And so there's a lot of information. So it comes streaming in, and they always come in and they either have a joke or they lighten up with some funny occurrence that happens during the reading. And they always remind me, bring in the fun, bring in the laughter, bring in more joy. Because if you're just do and so serious about the work and the service, then that's when we get drained. But may I share something about the energy really quick? Just because you're reminding me, and I had a big crash yesterday in the energy realm, and I have received messages for probably about the past 6 to 8 months, that what's happening with the energetic grids above Earth now, of course, they're all changing as everything is being reorganized to help with this new age of consciousness, new age of heart, new age of soul. And so what's happening with the energy is that it's coming in simultaneously for receiving and releasing. So when it comes in for releasing, we contract and we do feel drained, and we don't feel like we have any energy, because if we're not consciously releasing, energetically we're releasing.
Sure.
And then the receiving comes in and we are expanding and we feel, oh, what's this? Well, the releasing, that whole release opened up this whole new space for expansion for the new light frequency that's coming onto Earth. So we're really being rewired to receive more light and a different type of energy that is happening right now. And I see it in every one of my clients. I see it in myself. I mean, yesterday I went, boom. And I mean, there was nothing I could do. I mean, I totally had to surrender, and tears, and just, I mean, I'm talking to a person I coach. She pays me to coach, and I'm going, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, and, you know, and then today she puts this beautiful little heart on my doorstep.
Oh,
You know, because she said, that's why I work with you, because you're authentic. You don't make it like it's all, you know, all wonderful, joyful all the time. That you bring in the reality of what life is, that we are going to get hit and go, oh, you know, and then we're going to have, oof, ha ha, you know, receive. So,
and that's so good that you mentioned that, especially, you know, it's a full moon. It's all about, you know, it's a big strawberry moon. It's a Sagittarius. It's very much about looking at what's been happening in our lives from January to now and being grateful and moving forward. And also, these fast solar flashes that we're getting right now that are wiping us out. And I too, it was a long thing. It was tears, 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 and it was so deep. And I knew what it was for me. And we get to know what it is. You know, if we really surrender to it, we will understand that we're holding the energies, huge energies for as you say, you know, letting go of the old ways and bringing in the new energies. And it's so exciting that this wave, the love revolution, is building, Deborah. Is building. I'm bringing you in, Deborah, now, because we have about 5 minutes to say goodbye. I mean, it's gone so quick because we've had so much to share and say. It's been so wonderful. I just want to say, before you come in and you say goodbyes, Deborah, and anything else, any little nuggets you've got to share as well for people, that they can, if anybody resonates with Deborah, myself, Akusi, Lisa, then go on to the Facebook page, Flowing with the Spiritual Cafe, and if you click on or go to the services tab, you will see that there's our emails and you can get in touch with us there. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to leave it to Deborah to say goodbye, and Lisa if she wants to come in. But thank you so much for joining us. I love you so much. I'll shut up now. I can go on a bit.
Not goodbye. Oh no, this is such a precious time to me. The only thing that stood out in my mind today was doing a little heart exercise to bring us all together in the light, and I feel we are so already, but I would like to talk quickly through that, just for anyone that's joined us or anyone in the future, beyond all time and space, just to quickly have us just imagine within the center of us, out in front of us, if you will, a beautiful ball of the all that divine light and love. Everything that could be exists in this beautiful ball of perfection and love. And that in that, we connect from our hearts directly to that beautiful, beautiful love, like a stream of our own light connecting to it, and it back to us, embraces us. And as we are, wherever we are on this planet, or who knows, that wherever we are, we connect in this ball of oneness and love. And that perhaps out our right side, because that's a common way of sending energy, we allow that light to flow through us, out through our right and back into our left, and any other dimension that works, back and forth completely and beautifully for the highest good of all concerned, but that we bring with us an expanded and united knowing of our power and our truth, of our angels, of our guides, of our teachers, and only that be for the highest good of all concerned, that we can hold this place in an ecstatic, joyful, beautiful peace in this place as one. And I thank you for the opportunity to connect to you in this way. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wee.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
I wish I would have had you as a minister in the church I had to go to for 18 years. Your voice and the way that you weave the words so magically through our hearts. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Deborah. Wow.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for helping create that.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you the same time, the same cafe, our global cafe, next week.